Let me tell you about a story of Jesus and a certain Samaritan woman. The account is found in John 4. Listen to what it says. Now Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that he was gaining and baptizing more disciples than John, although in fact it was not Jesus who baptized, but his disciples. So he left Judea and he went back once more to Galilee. Now he had to go through Samaria. So he came to a town of Samaria called Sychar, near the plot of ground Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about noon. I love this narrative. The devout Jews would not go through Samaria. They would go to the north or they'd go to the south. They had the Decapolis that was eastward from Jerusalem, and they would usually do anything they could to not go through Samaria. There was political differences, religious differences, racism, every kind of social tension that you would want to escape. The Samaritans came about when the Assyrians invaded the land, and they figured a way to defeat the Jewish people was to intermarry. And so they brought in Assyrian men to marry Jewish women, and in the minds of both create a half-breed kind of people. Great resentment, great angst against this happening. But he said, I must go through Samaria. You could go around. Why must you go? Why must you go? Because when God the Father and God the Son were making his itinerary up in eternity past, they said there will be a woman in Samaria, an immoral woman, that in shame and in public distancing will have to get her water when no other women of respect will be there. And Jesus tells us, man, you go in town, you get the food. I have a divine appointment from eternity with a woman that no one wants to talk to. And he wove it in, and he said, I must go to a bad place, a hated place. And I love to think of all the places that Jesus has visited this earth, because he said, somebody's there that's lost. Somebody's there that's hated. Somebody's there that's mixed up about God. Somebody's there that's sleeping with somebody they ought not to be sleeping with, but I must go see them. I must look them up. Why? I will love this woman with an eternal kind of love. I'll be the one man in her life up to this time that will not use her, abuse her, leave her, all the reasons. I have an appointment with the woman that nobody thinks a respectable rabbi ought to be with. I must go to Samaria. And I must say this. He said he must go through Richmond, California in 1958 because there's a teenage punk down there that needs a savior. And he paid a visit in Richmond, and I met him. And he gave me something I never could have found any other way but by meeting Jesus Christ. I believe he's coming to visit you, and he's knocking at your heart's door, because Jesus must tell you he loves you and that he wants to bring you eternal hope and eternal life.